Hi, Mr. Hedberg. I'm Emily. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Emily.
How you doing?
I mean, not good.
Okay. Well, so first, before we kind of get into any of that, the front desk had you sign some paperwork, and you kind of had to fill all that stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to draw your attention to the confidentiality notice that you signed, and just making sure that you kind of understand. So basically, from where I sit, if you talk about wanting to hurt yourself or somebody else, I am mandated to report that, just to make sure everybody is safe and that we don't have any sort of unfortunate circumstances. Okay? Just keep that in mind. But I'd kind of like to just get to know you for a little bit, even before what brings you in and all that kind of stuff, but just like, who are you as a person, kind of. So I guess if you could just tell me one thing that you like to do, just one thing you enjoy.
Okay, that's an easy question. I love playing computer games.
Nice. Okay, cool. What kind of computer games?
I guess mostly strategy games. Strategy and like role-playing games.
Cool.
Pretty much anything fantasy kind of genre.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you been playing those a lot for a long time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at those. Looking at a computer for a long time, it gives me a headache, and all the movement. More power to you.
Yeah, I guess it's something I've always liked, so.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So, what would be helpful to talk about today?
I mean, it's a good question. So basically, I've been depressed.
Okay.
For a long time. And I've been in therapy in a while. I've done lots of therapy growing up.
Okay.
I haven't been in therapy for a while, but I'm getting to a point where I don't know what I'm doing. In school, I'm doing okay grades-wise, but, and I feel like I should be happy about that, but I hate what I'm doing. It's just pointless. I don't know, I don't know where I'm going, I guess.
All right. And so you said you've been in therapy before. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, yeah. So, I guess my family started in therapy when I was a kid.
Okay.
My parents were struggling. My dad is a recovering addict.
Okay.
And, so I guess I was probably 8 the first time I went to therapy, and it was family therapy. Okay. But I don't remember, all of it, obviously, but the therapist would usually, they might spend some time with the family, but then they would pull, sometimes me and my sister in, and sometimes individually pull us in.
Okay.
But then, I did that for a while. I really first started, I don't know how long I've been depressed, but probably, it was my junior year of high school, probably when I was 16, that I first really started, it started affecting my life.
Okay, so for about 4 years now? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And, I've tried antidepressants. I've talked to lots of therapists. There are times when some of my symptoms got a little better, but I've been depressed that whole time. Nothing, mostly medication doesn't make me happy. It makes me not feel.
That's a pretty common complaint from people that have been on antidepressants. It's not a happy pill, it's just...
Yeah, essentially at this point, I feel like my choices are take a pill and not feel, except the points when I feel so bad that I feel anyway, or just feel bad.
That's not good.
Yeah, and I just don't know, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm in school, I'm doing well, I have friends I hang out with, I do fun stuff with, I should be happy. And I just don't know why everyone else can be happy and I can't.
Okay. So you're kind of feeling a disconnect between you feel like everything on paper is going so well for you and you don't understand the correlation between these feelings that you're having and the life that...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like I said, I don't know how everybody does it. I don't know how everybody lives their life and they're so happy, and even though everything should be fine for me, it's not, you know.
Okay. So you mentioned a time when your symptoms kind of got better. Not great, but were better, right?
I mean, I guess I'm talking about, like, using the medicine.
Okay, so when you were on the medication?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and when did you start that?
I mean, I guess actually, my dad gave me antidepressants when I was, like, 12.
Okay.
I don't, like, without my mom even knowing.
Oh, man.
I mean, my dad's a psychiatrist, but still,
Okay.
you know, kind of probably not the best person to be doing that for me.
And is he the person who manages any of your medication now?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Actually, I mean, I guess I kind of had been on medication for a few months now.
So you're currently off the medication?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've been kind of on and off for the last 4 years.
Back and forth. Okay.
Like I said, sometimes I take it. Maybe I don't feel as depressed all the time, but I'm still not feeling. I'm not, you know, I'm not where I want to be.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question that requires a little bit of imagination, okay? So just bear with me. All right. So after we finish up here, you go home, and it's just like a normal night. You go about your absolute normal routine, no deviation, nothing. You go to sleep, and while you're asleep, something incredible happens. A miracle, if you will. So everything that you are upset with in your life, all this problem that you're noticing magically disappears, okay? So when you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing that you notice that alludes you to something miraculous happening? Take your time.
Yeah.
It's a crazy question.
No, that's a tough question. I mean, I don't know if this is an answer that helps you, but I just, like, I could enjoy things.
Okay.
You know, I said I play video games,
Right.
and I do enjoy video games, but, you know, that's an escape.
Okay.
You know, that's the refuge that I kind of go and hide from my emotions, and as soon as I'm done, bam, the whole world is back, and all of those feelings are there. You know,
I can definitely see how that. You said live action role play kind of games, or like
yeah,
stuff like that, where you kind of assume another character.
Yeah.
Okay, so that it makes sense that would be something you can throw your whole mind into, and I am this person, and then it's easy to forget the problems that we sitting behind the computer have because that's all you're focusing on.
Yeah.
So that makes...
And it's always been that way for me. You know, I can get into a game, I can enjoy that, and you know, no matter how depressed I've gotten, I guess that's never really gone away. But
that love of video games.
Yeah, but I mean, but it's not real. You know, like I know that that's not me really connecting with people, and you know, and enjoying life. That's me enjoying an activity. It's not me enjoying life.
Right. And so is that's something that you would like to do, is find more enjoyment in your everyday life and not all centered around your computer?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I would like to. I'd like to be able to be happy doing just things that other people enjoy doing.
Definitely. That's right there. That sounds like a great goal, is finding that enjoyment in maybe the small things, the things that you didn't notice before, you know, stuff like that. So going back to that, the therapy that you had previously been, is there anything in that time that you noticed worked especially well for you? Or even we'll go on the opposite end, is there something that happened that you really did not like with the way that therapy?
I mean, honestly, nothing has really worked
Okay.
at this point. It's not that I don't understand what therapists have told me and what they're trying to teach me. It's just that I don't know how to make it work. I don't. I've tried some of the things, and sometimes they give me homework and whatever. Sometimes I do it. A lot of times, life is hard every day. I struggle to get out of bed and go to class. I struggle. It's hard for me to get motivated to do anything. And a little piece of paper. So yeah, I guess I don't know how helpful the homework is for me because it's just one more thing for me on my to-do list, and then when I don't do it, I feel bad. I come into therapy and I'm like, well, I didn't do the homework, so now the therapist is going to be mad at me, or I feel bad about that one other thing that I couldn't handle.
That makes, if you're going to school and you have a bunch of other stuff, it makes total sense that piling more onto that is not going to assist in your decreased levels of.
Also, I forgot to say I have a really good job too. I'm in school and I have a really good job. So, it's just one more thing that where my life should be good,
That makes sense. So it sounds like you're kind of looking for some skills and kind of coping mechanisms. Does that sound kind of right?
I guess. Whatever works. I just want to figure out how to feel better.
Okay. And I think that's a fantastic goal to have, and definitely something that we'll work towards and kind of create a plan. I think going back to the question about that miracle that you had answered for me, and kind of noticing like just waking up feeling more enjoyment in the things that you do, and so maybe if the next time, no written homework, nothing like that, but just if you notice a time that you don't feel as bad, not saying you feel great, anything like that, but just a time that you don't feel quite as bad, if you remember that, make a note of it in your head, in your phone, whatever you kind of need to do, and just maybe that will be something, kind of a starting point for us next time to examine maybe when things aren't quite so bad.
Okay.
All right, does that sound good?
Yeah, I'll try and see if I can do that.
That's all we're asking, is just to give it a try.
Okay, I can probably manage that one.
Perfect, that's great. Well, it was so nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I'll see you soon.
You too.